Up next, Nashville Insider heads to the CMA Fest. We'll talk to country music's fastest rising stars. Then Luke Bryan takes us inside the making of the video for his new song, Knockin' Boots. We get an all-access pass to 2 artist fan parties from the CMA Fest. And later, songwriter Heather Morgan takes us inside Brett Eldredge's #1 hit, Lose My Mind. Nashville Insider starts now. Hi everyone, and welcome to Nashville Insider. I'm your host, Casey Mason. Well, the biggest stars in country music gathered in Nashville for this year's CMA Fest. Our Jennifer Vickery takes us backstage to one of Nashville's hot spots to chat with your favorite artists.
Well, on day 1 of CMA Fest, over 100 artists played on all of the stages throughout Music City. Day 2 brought a lot of rain, but it sure didn't dampen the fun here at Ascend Amphitheater. It's been so fun cheering along this guy. Adam Hambrick is here tonight. You've had such a fun year.
It has been a fun year.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
And tonight's going to be just another awesome thing to add to the list of great experiences from this year playing at Ascend.
Yeah, Ascend is one of those places like when, like big, awesome people come to Ascend, right? So like I saw Dwight Yoakam here like a couple months ago. Now I get to play. That's stuff like that is not lost on me. It's super cool.
What a year for you. I'm just so excited to hear about all the awesome things that have been happening.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a crazy year. Yeah. We're just along for the ride right now. It's pretty nuts.
If you've had any time to even stop and think about it, I guess it's a little bit overwhelming sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the exact word. It's just overwhelming. It's crazy. It's something you dream about, and then stuff starts happening. You just don't really realize it's happening. You need to take moments, stop, and take a breath and be like, this is cool, man. This is what you've always been dreaming of, and we don't do it enough, that's for sure, but we got to.
So many familiar faces, and how are you? Is it okay seeing you wearing?
This is what I love about CMA Fest, the people who have been on the other side. And when you're performing for all the fans, just how special that is because you know what it's like to stand there as a fan as well. Who would you have stood in line for all those years ago?
I think if I could go back, I wish that I would have seen Brooks and Dunn together.
Yeah.
Like seen a full show of theirs. Maren Morris, to this day, I would stand in the rain to go watch. Let's see, who else? Actually, I really want to see Toby Keith.
Okay.
Getting to watch him at the CMT Awards was cool, but I'd love to see a full live concert of his.
Did you ever go stand in the lines as a fan or maybe have opportunities kind of coming from a music family to maybe go see artists when you were younger that were a part of CMA Week?
Of course, yeah. I mean, it was called Fanfare when I was a kid. So,
yeah.
I was standing on the crowd. I mean, literally watching every show, being in the heat, going up and down. I played Riverfront today, and 3 years ago I was watching shows. 2 years ago I was watching shows on Riverfront. So, just as a fan. Yeah. And same thing with Ascend Amphitheater. I've watched a million shows here, and now we get to play it. So, it's just a full
that way back out on that lawn, huh?
Yeah, I've sat on the lawn. I've taken girls out on the date, put down a blanket, did the whole thing, and it's just a surreal thing that we get to play it.
All right, Bailey just came off the stage at Ascend Amphitheater. Did you have so much fun tonight?
It was so much fun. The crowd was so nice, and I always love playing in this venue because it's outdoors and it's a bigger stage than I normally get to be on, so it was amazing.
Thanks, Jennifer. Well, country megastar Luke Bryan is turning up the heat in the video for his newest single, Knockin' Boots. Let's take a look as the singer takes us behind the scenes of the sultry dance party.
All right, pictures up. Playback.
Camera speed.
Roll cameras.
This truck needs a half tank. These wheels need a 2-lane.
We're on the set of my video shoot for Knockin' Boots here in LA. The last time I did a video shoot in LA was Country Girl Shake It For Me, Knockin' Boots, dance song.
Yeah, birds need bees and ice needs whiskey. Boys like me need girls like you to kiss me.
Luke's a dream to work with. I mean, he's like the nicest guy in the world. I feel like not only is he like a total pro, like he comes prepared, but also he likes to just really have a good time. He just makes for a fun set. I think everybody's gonna be really sad when the day's over because it's just so fun to hang out with Luke.
Luke, I think the stuff that looked the best is when there's a little bit of like a smile. Like
Gotcha.
you know what you're singing is kind of, you know, like you're thinking sexy thoughts.
It's always nice to bring somebody in that has a little bit different approach. I love what we shot. We're still working on stuff. Kind of has a little Dirty Dancing feel to the video.
That dance floor needs some me on you, and you on me tonight.
When I first heard the song, I was just really struck by how fun it was. It just feels like such a summer song, and I just really loved it. And I wanted to do something kind of special for it, where we see Luke in a whole new way. You know, he's performing the song with his band. He's performing in a more intimate setting. I mean, here he is, like this huge rock star who plays all over the world, but we want to see him in a smaller space, because to me, this song feels really intimate.
Burning chains need drawing, hearts need falling, boots need knocking, knocking boots. Knocking boots.
Thanks, guys. Thank y'all.
Knocking boots.
Knockin' Boots is the newest single from Brian's upcoming 7th studio album. Well, the countdown is on for the premiere of the new Ken Burns documentary about the history of country music. It's set to premiere on PBS this September.
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again.
Well, I'm a lady mule skinner from down old Tennessee way. Hey, hey.
And now, Country Music, a film by Ken Burns. The soundtrack will be released this fall. The massive set features more than 100 classic recordings by the legendary artists from the new documentary.
It's great music about people who felt their stories weren't being told. I think that's utterly American.
Pre-orders for the soundtrack are available online. Country Music, a film by Ken Burns, premieres Sunday, September 17th on PBS. We have a lot more to get to. Here's a look at what's ahead.
It is a CMA Fest highlight for fans and artists alike. We are taking you inside 2 of the best fan club parties. You don't want to miss it. Coming up.
Plus,
hi, I'm Caroline Hobby, and coming up next, I'll take you backstage to Country for a Cause benefit hosted by T.G. Shepherd and Kelly Lang. It is star-studded. You are not going to want to miss it.
And later, we'll go inside Brett Eldridge's #1 hit, Lose My Mind, with co-writer Heather Morgan. We'll be right back. Thousands of country music fans flocked to Nashville for this year's CMA Fest, and our Adam Wartzel cruised the crowds, concerts, and events to find 2 of the hottest fan club parties in town.
It is CMA Fest, and when you think of some of the most important parts of CMA Fest, interacting with the fans, I think probably #1. Yes, Thompson Square?
Definitely. That's why the whole fest is a fest. It makes it a fest. The people make it festival.
We're here at the legendary Milk Bar with Thompson Square. You've been to several CMA Fests before, and I've seen you. Talk about how this fest has changed since you guys got your start.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, in the very beginning, man, we were selling trinkets at a gift shop down on Broadway. You know, we were always like, man, I wish we could be a part of this. You know, it'd be such a dream to come true, to have your own fan club party and perform and stuff. And now, you know, that happened, and it's so cool because your fans come back every single year. So there's so much to do. There's an overload of artists. There's an overload of things to do, and the fact that this group of people come every year to see us and to hang out and to talk to us and everything, it's such a compliment, you know, and we just love them to pieces. You know, it's great.
What's the coolest is when our fans come up with a photo or several photos from shows that they've been to in the past, and to see the growth, the differences in the way we look, you know, my different hairstyles. It's just fun to hear them tell the stories about how much they enjoyed that particular show, and then CMA Fest last year or the year before when we went bowling. It's really cool to, you know, just talk about old times.
What should people expect today?
Well, we're just going to have some awesome milkshakes.
The signature Thompson Square milkshake.
What is the signature Thompson Square milkshake?
Dutch chocolate ice cream,
Yep.
Reese's Pieces,
Peanut butter,
a
huge brownie,
chocolate brownie,
shoved into the top of it,
whipped cream, and peanuts.
This is my 23rd CMA Fest, and we have never missed one in the entire time in my entire careers. So yeah, I'd say I've done a few.
And you're here at your official fan club party. Now, we've rehearsed this, and the crowd goes wild. I referenced one of your songs, and they're excited.
I like that. It's kind of embarrassing. Get a little shy. Not really.
Why do you call it a friends club party, not a fan club party?
You know, I've always believed that the folks that support you throughout your career and have been here from the beginning, they're more friends than they are fans. I mean, you know, yeah, you build those relationships. A lot of these folks, you know, I've watched my kids grow up. They've been to every one of these that we've done. Every time we're in their city, every time we're close to them, they come out and hang out. They buy tickets to the shows. They have all your merchandise. You know, yeah, that's a fan, but I consider those folks, I consider them friends. You know, they'll come through the line and they'll say, hey, you know, this is our 23rd one, and if you do, you know, if you do 46 of them, we'll be at all of them. That's pretty cool.
Thanks, Adam. During CMA Fest week, country music entertainers T.G. Shepherd and Kelly Lang welcome fans to this year's Country for a Cause concert. Our own Caroline Hobby was backstage at the star-studded event in Nashville to find out why these veteran artists continue to give back.
I am here with the host and hostess themselves, T.G. Shepherd, Kelly Lang. Talk to me about this event.
Well, Scott Sexton is the one, he's the founder of this event, and I'm really proud to say that we've been hosting for the last 2 years, and it seems to be growing each year. This is our second event that we've had at 3rd and Lindsley, and all of the money goes to our local Vanderbilt Children's Hospital under Children's Miracle Network. So we're very, very excited about raising money to help kids.
It's always really incredible when you invite so many friends in to do a show, and all the people on this show tonight, I mean, it's like a who's who in country music. No one hesitated. When the call went out and they answered the phone, they said, sure, we're in. So it's great to be able to also work with my wife, Kelly, and at the same time work with a lot of great friends.
You gotta go. You gotta go and share the love that you got. And so that's why I'm here.
Getting to be a part of this tonight and to raise money and find cures and just to help them out, that's where it's all at.
We found out I had cancer through a local walk-in clinic, and the doctor sent over the scans to Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, where I went through all of my treatments, and now I'm about to be 4 years cancer-free.
To be able to do it for such a great cause, to be here for the Vanderbilt Children's Hospital, I'm excited to be part of it.
It's going to be fun, number one. I mean, look around this room. These are some of the guys that were hitting when I was hitting. It's always a pleasure to help kids, you know. That's just a soft spot in my heart, and everybody else's too. So, and TG and Kelly are really sweet to host this thing. We're all very happy and very proud to be here.
I'm extremely excited to be here. Man, there's a lot of folks that that come and give their time, and for people to come out and to be a part of it. For us to be a part of it is certainly quite an honor.
These are like reunions. You come here and you get to see all your old friends that you hadn't seen in years. And so it's just awesome.
It's just an excellent time for everybody to get together and see everybody that you only see once a year.
There's so many of us, and we get to see musicians and other artists that we don't normally see, and of course it's for Children's Miracle Network, and there's just not a better cause out there than that.
People come together for charities, and it's so good to be a part of it. And that's one thing we do help our own here in Nashville. And I'm glad to be a part of the show, really. I mean, it's a good cause, and we're going to have a good time.
Thanks, Caroline. After the break, prolific songwriter Heather Morgan takes us inside the song Lose My Mind. She co-wrote the smash for Brett Eldredge. Plus,
we're inside Fanfare X today at CMA Fest, where fans are getting up close with their favorite stars, and there's lots of live music.
And later,
new music from legendary Statler Brothers member Jimmy Fortune. We're talking God and Country coming up on Nashville Insider.
That's Brett Eldredge's Lose My Mind, co-written by Heather Morgan. We asked Heather about her most memorable songwriting sessions, and she shared this story about a co-write that led to Eldredge's 4th consecutive #1 hit.
The day we wrote Lose My Mind, it was also Ross Copperman again and Brett. We've kind of become this little team of writers together. We've been on the road all over and written songs together. But Lose My Mind we actually wrote in town. And Brett is notorious for waking up in the middle of the night and dreaming up an idea and then just throwing it on his phone and bringing it in. But it's sometimes really thought out as far as like how he sees it or hears it. And so this day he walked in and he just had this beat that he was really like dead set on writing. And so it was kind of this up-down kind of, I don't know, guitar thing that he had in his head and this drum idea that he had. And so he always loves that like Sinatra throwback. And so that was like a little bit in there. We just kind of followed his inspiration and dreamed up this whole thing. And in the middle of it, actually, there's a moment in this song that goes, "You make me crazy." And so we ended up having a sample from that Gnarls Barkley song, which is kind of cool, like for country to kind of bring in something that people kind of know, probably just because we all know that song, whether who knows when we learned it, kind of thing. But
lose my mind. You make me crazy.
That one was my second #1, and I think it went #1 in October of 2015. But it was just cool to just solidify that team worked well together and that, you know, we were on to something that was working.
If you like Heather Morgan's song stylings, her debut solo album, Borrowed Heart, is available everywhere. Well, during this year's CMA Fest, our own Casey Haggerty headed over to the artist meet and greets of Fanfare X. That's where she found country music's biggest fans.
We're inside Fanfare X today at CMA Fest, where fans are getting up close with their favorite stars, and there's lots of live music.
I only had one speed at 17. It was 95 in a 70.
Tell me what's happening here and why you're so excited.
I'm really excited to be inside, out of the rain, hanging out and listening to some Low Cash. Apparently they're Red Sox fans, and I'm from Boston, so I'm excited about that too.
Holding me, watching over me, man. I just felt my head free.
Isn't it cool you get to meet these stars up close and give them a hug and get an autograph?
Yes, it's so exciting. I mean, you feel like you're a part of them when like that, yeah.
This is exciting. What's about to happen? What do you guys do?
We are getting to meet Tyler Rich. I can't even believe that I get to meet this guy. I have loved him since he's been little.
What are you guys doing?
Hi, we're just here at the festival and we saw the dogs and wanted to come hang out with them. And then this one's just such a sweetheart. We had to come see him a little bit more and think about taking him home with us.
Are you really? You might adopt him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where do you guys live?
So we're from Texas originally, so outside Houston, Richmond area. And so we road tripped up here and we might come back with an extra passenger.
That's amazing, and I know that's what they're hoping for. Miranda Lambert is behind this, of course.
Oh, okay, I didn't even know that.
You know that? So music and dogs, it doesn't get better than that, does
Yeah,
it?
it just goes together.
What are you loving about Fanfare?
Fanfare X is awesome because we're inside in the air conditioning, we're dry, there's lots of stuff to see, autographs to get signed, and live music to hear.
Thank you, Casey. We have more to get to. Here's a look at what's ahead.
I'm Adam Wartzel. His new album is called God and Country. Jimmy Fortune explains just what all that means. That is right after the break. Don't go anywhere, right, Jimmy?
Right. Come on back.
Country and Gospel Music Hall of Famer Jimmy Fortune is paying tribute to America with a new project called God and Country. The album features Fortune's smooth tenor voice on new versions of national classics and congregational favorites. Our Adam Wartzel sat down with the living legend to find out more.
I don't think I've ever said this on Nashville Insider before or anywhere on television. This man's music truly gives me goosebumps, and that is very hard to do. This is probably the best tenor voice you'll ever hear. Jimmy Fortune here on Nashville Insider. Good to see you, Jimmy.
Good to see you, Adam. It's good to be here. Thanks for that introduction. That's mighty fine.
It is very true. And from the first moment of your new album, which we are here to talk about, God and Country, from that first, hymn with "This Land Is Your Land," those first oohs, it just gets to you right away. What's the secret in that?
When we're putting these songs together, we sat back and after we recorded them, we listened to them, and I thought that needs to be on there, the first thing to kind of open it up. This land is your land. Because that's the truth. I mean, it is truly a CD about our freedom. It's about our independence, and it's also about God and about how this country was built. It was built on our belief and our faith in a higher power, And I think it's gotten us all to this point, and also to the sacrifices that have been made for us, all the men and women who have given their lives for us and those who have served. And so when you listen to this CD, I think you definitely feel and celebrate our freedom and our country and our God. It was emotional for me to do this whole project because I got caught up in it. I got caught up in some of the gospel songs that I did were songs that we sang in church, songs that my mom sang to me when I was a kid, and then songs about our freedom. And there's a song on there called "In God We Trust," which is, I feel like it's a very important statement that we do trust in God for our freedom, and we have done that right from the start, and that I hope we never forget it. And so getting caught up in all that, it was kind of a hard thing to get through emotionally, but I was excited about it, and I think you can hear it in my voice throughout the CD that it was something that really touched my heart.
Jimmy Fortune, you are a blessing. Thank you so much. Where can people find the new album?
Of course, it's in Cracker Barrel, and it's in all the major markets out there, some Walmarts, Targets, and Christian bookstores, and it's on Amazon, iTunes. It's also at jimmyfortune.com. You can get it there. Also on GaitherMusicGroup.com.
You can't escape this album is pretty much what Jimmy is saying. It's amazing.
It's wherever they sell CDs pretty much anymore, and there's a DVD coming pretty soon on the whole project with some add-ons in there as well, some kind of bonus tracks that you wouldn't want to miss, I don't think.
There you go. You don't want to miss it. Jimmy Fortune, always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
God bless you, buddy. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Adam, and thank you for joining us. Here's what we're working on for next week's show.
The common theme of the nighttime concerts at CMA Fest was rain. Here at Ascend Amphitheater, Night 3 was all about celebrating the Warner Music family.
You do not want to miss next time on Nashville Insider. Your reigning American Idol, Lane Hardy, is here. Do not miss it.
And
well, it's an extra fun day at CMA Fest because one of our very own, Caroline Harvey, was on stage today at Fanfare X, and she was talking to Becky Sweet here and Caroline Bryan, of course married to artists that we know and love.
We'll have more from CMA Fest next time on Nashville Insider. Thanks for watching and have a great week.